All right.
Good evening.
Evening. I think we're live. It says we're live. I'm still new to this thing. We've only been doing it for a while.
What do I do with my hands?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So we got bourbon to drink. Is that what I've been told? I think that's what I've been told.
The channel is called Power Bourbon. Sometimes we do drink whiskey.
We do.
You had us drink scotch once.
Oh, that was so good.
Regretted ever since. But
yeah,
we're drinking bourbon tonight.
All right. And I mean, we can't just have two guys on the stream. That's just kind of weird and boring. So we, of course, had to send some samples to our buddy Ed, who we're going to have on here. And the good news is Ed and I have no idea what we're drinking. Chuck does.
Awesome.
But I mean, guys, don't complain. You know, if Chuck sent samples, they good.
It's MGP, Dickel, and expensive. The three things. There we go.
There's no MGP in these 5 samples.
Ooh,
what?
Well, so we know what that is.
Did you hit your head?
You guys lost the bet. You guys lost. Somebody lost some money.
It's all Dickel and something blended.
Yep.
There might be Dickel in here. Stop asking me questions.
Okay.
I plead the fifth.
It's not Henderson.
No,
not Henderson. Not Henderson.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I sent these guys 5 samples. Geez, I sent this flight back in September.
Yep.
And so it was kind of like a mid-year. It was supposed to be like a mid-year Chuck's best of. It was all of these are over the age of 14 years.
Oh.
And then we got busy doing other stuff and didn't get back to this flight. So here we are in 2023. So it's kind of a look back. So like I said, I sent this back in September.
Awesome.
Yeah. So let's start on, go ahead. And these are blind to all 3 of us.
Okay.
Hannah poured these samples for us. So I have our fancy envelope here, like the Oscars. We will reveal these at the right time.
What are we going for? Just ranking them? Pick your favorite?
Pick your favorite. Pick your favorite. So their little teaser, I said 14 years is the youngest. Ooh. Most are 15. Oldest is 16. 4 of my best of submissions are in these 5.
Oh. Okay, 1 doesn't suck.
And then teaser, our best of submission. You can't yell at us for. You can find most of ours. Thank you.
Yeah, we can discuss maybe here in the chat what you think best of videos on YouTube should be, what they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm all over the map on that kind of deal. I mean, if you have access to a bunch of allocated and a bunch of regular, and you throw them in a complete blind, and you do them 100% blind, and it happens that they're all allocated, then say it's the best bourbons you tasted. Don't like that. If you tasted it and it's your favorite, and it happens to be WLW, well, that's what you tasted. But don't tell everybody that these are the top, kind of thing.
I guess my problem with that is if I got on here and told you, and you followed me for years, and like somehow I get to be like way up, we get 50,000 subscribers, whatever, and I say, Ed, WLW is not a top bourbon this year. You walk into the liquor store the next day and there it is for $120. Are you not going to buy it?
No, I'm buying
right,
it.
Exactly. So it's one of those, it's like, yeah, it's great to put it out there and say this is where it is, but at the end of the day, nobody cares. They're going to buy it. So
they're going to buy it. Yeah. If they have the opportunity. For sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, it's the same as like saying, wow, this Shelby Cobra was really cool, but that Lamborghini was better. And then you walk in a store and you see both at like small MSRPs. So it's just like, buy what you want.
No, these David. Are not, David. So your flight was also filled at the same time. But
we will be contacting you shortly.
Yeah. So we still have yet to film that one. So stay tuned, David. Derek and was it Carrie? I sent samples to them. So that's tonight's flight was sent to them. So stay tuned, Derek or David. Those are really good. And I'm excited for that flight as well. Again, it was one of those that we just got pushed off on the back burner. And then of course the best of bourbon and best of whiskey that TJ and I are actually filming this evening once we get done with
Yep, after this.
was priority. So we want to get the best of 2022 wrapped up before we got to these.
We don't enjoy necessarily doing the best of videos. The last one got us 100 subscribers in 2 weeks. So
I mean,
YouTube loves lists.
I was like, wait a second, who doesn't enjoy tasting the best whiskey from an entire year of purchases? I mean,
it's a lot of whiskey tasting.
Darn.
And the problem's what? Where?
Speaking of whiskey tasting, we should probably start on some tasting notes so we can get through some of these.
So this is old oak and leather on the nose.
Go ahead, TJ. You can say what you're thinking.
There's a lot of Dickel.
Yeah. It's definitely some Tennessee on that nose. I think the nose is a little bit light, but there's almost is that some apricot?
Man, after I taste
apricot sour.
The only thing in my head is Luxardo cherries.
Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like not the deep, rich, the good stuff.
Yeah. I definitely get some cherries on the palate. Some of that rich oak.
I get some of that apricot on the palate though. And it doesn't.
I was picking it up on the nose.
Actually, like dried apricot, like dried.
Yeah.
Apple.
Yeah. So you get in the gas station because the jerky's out. So.
Or you get suckered into at the grocery store checkout line because they're sitting right there, and you're like, "Oh, no, fine."
Yep. But not a super long finish. It's there for a little bit, but then it just kind of dies off. It is. You can tell it's aged and oaky because it starts to dry the tongue out.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. David's doing a dry month.
Perfect. Yeah. Observing dry January. I observed a dry Wednesday yesterday. I thought that was an accomplishment.
I had a dry Sunday and Monday, but that was kind of self-inflicted. So
yeah.
I made it a whole week, and then Chuck's best of whiskey arrived, and I had to get to work. I even bought some spiritless bourbon because I was gonna try to get some.
You got to be kidding.
No, what do you call that? Because it's not bourbon. No, so it's like spiritless spirits.
No. It is bourbon. So they actually distill it, put it in casks, age it, and then pull the alcohol out.
Oh,
so yeah. So that's why I was like, this could be the one, because I was like, my hope was it would be really good. We could throw it in a blind with other 90 proofers and everything like that. It wasn't very good.
Was it Woodford honey?
Oh, I would take this over Woodford honey.
Whoa.
Spoiler, Woodford honey might be the worst pour I've had.
It's not good. Just not good.
Yeah. Unlike
what do you guys get on
73.
Number 2?
Oh, we're on to number 2. Okay. 73 was delicious. So the first pour, good job.
Yes. 73 was a winner. I'm not getting a whole lot on the nose on 2.
Pretty light. A
little bit of oak.
Like hints of like apple peel, maybe little corn.
So
yeah, Ed, you have the same samples as David.
Okay,
so
Ed's
stay tuned.
Got David samples. They're all labeled C because that comes from Chuck. T comes from TJ. B, run for your life.
Oh, okay. All right, that's medicinal.
Mm-hmm.
That's
whoa.
That is way different than number 1.
That's Robitussin right there.
No joke, man. That is almost a Band-Aid.
No, get out of here.
I wouldn't go.
There's like a little nuttiness there, I think.
Yeah. No, this is like.
There is some of that medicinal minerality in there.
Oh yeah, this is like when I went to the doctor with a
second
cough.
sip calms it down.
When I went to the doctor with a cough and they literally prescribed me hot toddies, I'm like, okay. And they're like, it's the same makeup as Robitussin. Just drink hot toddies is better. I'm gonna have to put this in my hot toddies, so I feel like it's Robitussin.
Okay, that second sip, little bit of more like dustiness, some nuttiness.
So Chuck said the youngest is 14, and I think the oldest is 16.
Okay.
In this flight, Ed.
184 months is one of them.
Mm.
Talk about a pet peeve when you start talking, counting in months after
I know
12.
what that is.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what that is when he said the months.
It actually makes me wonder if that's this one, but
I very well could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe you guys are all on the same page. Hardin's Creek.
Yeah. Hardin's Creek.
Yeah.
That,
Jacob's Well.
Jacob's Well.
Jacob's
the old,
Well,
not
right.
not the young one.
Not the 24 month.
However, we're
That
gonna
is Ed
do,
Bell's favorite.
Yeah. We're gonna do a head-to-head celebrity matchup coming up here.
Oh,
and I entered that for one of my celebrity bourbons.
What?
So that'll be interesting to see how it is.
Oh,
the
gosh.
2 year.
Of all the celebrity bourbons, though, that's what you're going for.
Oh, I put Bradshaw in there too because Fred keeps saying it gets better and better.
and I suppose, did you put Tennessee in there? Did somebody enter that?
Oh, I got Tennessee.
How is it?
It's actually pretty good. Yeah, so I'm happy with, like, I was trying to win this celebrity challenge, so like I went out and got some decent ones. I mean, I didn't spend on the Sweetens Cove, but so I kept it under $100. But I did.
Well, the
Tennessee Brothers Bond, Cash Strength.
Now that actually is pretty good.
Heaven's Door.
That's
10
what I
year.
heard. It's when the Brothers Bond dropped in Louisville and the guys were signing bottles. It's the first time I've ever seen only women sign up or line up at a liquor release and everyone's like, "What's going on?"
So my daughter, when she was out here last summer, we were in, I think, Meyer. Yeah. And it was on the shelf and she went crazy because she's a huge Vampire Isn't it Vampire Diaries?
Exactly. Yeah. Honestly, I had to Google who they were.
So I had no idea. And she's like, Dad, you got to put this on. You got to get this. You got to get this. And she's hard. I'm like, okay, stop. Fine. I'll get it. You encouraged me to get this. So I bought it.
Yeah.
And I bought just the regular, not the cast strength. Had a taste. I'm like, all right, it tastes like Jim Beam, for crying out loud. It tastes like Jim Beam white label.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a cocktail bourbon the whole time. And then I went out to California and saw the cast strength. I'm like, interesting. And as I flew out there, I actually was on the plane with one of the brothers because he was at Bourbon Fest.
Oh, okay.
And he flew out of Indy. So he was in first class and he had his head down and he had a black hat, Brothers Bond. And I kept looking at him and I told my daughter, she was like speechless for 20 minutes. You flew on the plane? You what? Dad. I'm like, calm down. No big deal.
Yeah.
So, but the cast strength is not bad.
I can't really speak to their media and the Vampire Diaries specifically, but I can speak to their whiskey, and it's not bad.
I do.
Of course, it's MGP. But
I feel like Chuck is a closet Vampire Diaries fan.
Right.
He gives that vibe.
How did you know?
Oh, buddy.
I'm more of a Twilight.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
3 is delightful. 3 is yummy.
It's also a little delicate on the nose.
A little delicate on the nose, but that's like, honestly, that's got to be more of a beam nose to me than the Hardin's Creek. Well, what we think is Hardin's Creek.
Right.
We've been wrong before. TJ and I thought Hardin's Creek was our best of. So
yeah, you guys thought that was top,
right,
like top 4, and no.
Yeah, nope.
I get a little strawberry on the nose there, a little light fruit, red fruit.
Comes through on the palate big time. Lots of strawberry. I would, like, if I had to guess, I don't know if you put that in this, I would go Discovery 8.
Oh yeah,
So these are all bourbons.
Oh, okay. So yes, it's not.
So Discovery 8's not in it. Although Discovery 8 is in our best of whiskeys.
Yeah.
So did it make it? Stay tuned.
Yeah, I'll have to call the boss in before we start filming that one because she needs to give me the cheat codes wherever they're hidden in the house.
What, the Bardstowns?
No, so I have her pour all the samples. Well, I pour all the samples, but I put out all the labels, and then she labels them all, and then takes the key code and hides them in the house, because I'm that person that, like, if I could open Christmas presents a month early, I would open Christmas presents a month early. Who cares?
Never.
And so yeah, she hides it, and then I'm like, okay, I'm ready for it, and then she gives it to me.
This was really good. I'll have to go back and taste this against number one, but
yeah,
really liking the finish, and it's like the balance of the nuttiness and sweetness in the palate is really, really delightful.
And it's surprisingly really good for how light it is. It doesn't have the molasses or the viscosity of coating your mouth. It's just light and fruity and caramely, sweet. Everything I usually like with a little bit of fruit.
Yeah. And then a lasting finish, which a lot of times with that lightness or refreshing, it's that comes with a light finish, or not one that doesn't last very long.
It reminds me of a Four Roses barrel strength without the floral notes.
Yeah, that'd be fair. Yeah, none of that. None of those floral notes coming through on that.
This reminds me of the Booker's Bardstown batch, which is the least nutty of any of the Bookers I've had.
Yeah,
very strawberry, red fruit. That's what this. Yeah.
Just wait till you try 04 of this year, or of last year, I guess.
It's sitting right over there. I was going to crack it here on the live, because I did taste the glances, but let me just preface that with, it was about the 18th night,
so we were able to get it again at Target. Thank you, Target. Baked apple pie is all I get. No nuttiness, just baked apple pie, and it was so delicious.
So what was your favorite batch of last year? 3 or 4?
I might go 4. So Heather and I still need to blind all 5 of them off, because we got that 5th one. But yeah, I think I go 4. Like 4 was the one that was crushable and delicious. So
if a Booker's is crushable, that is scary.
Oh, this one's crushable.
Oh, okay, awesome. At 128 proof or 120.
Yeah, it'll be half a bottle in. Interesting. Again, delicate on the nose here on the 4 sample. A little bit of cherry.
Little cherry. More cherry, sweet.
I get a little floral, little like honeysuckle-ish kind of.
Okay.
Not like Four Roses. When you go into a Four Roses, you get that,
Yeah, a little bit like you're on a walk and there's flowers nearby that are blooming, and you get a little hint of them.
And then you go by a cherry tree or something.
Let's open it up a little bit. I get a little, well, I mean, all of these are aged, but definitely getting oak.
Ooh.
Oak on all of them for sure.
Wow, that palate and finish are totally different.
In a good way?
Yeah.
That's a lot of oak in that palate.
Oof. Ton of oak and cherry and tobacco, vanilla. Leather, vanilla. And now that you smell it, it all comes in on the nose. Like suddenly the nose is super strong.
Well, that's just sucks the water out of your mouth. That is dry. That is
that's that drying tannin like oak. Yeah. That's it. I mean, some people could say, I guess a question to you guys: is this over oaked, or to you, what becomes over oaked?
This is on the verge for me of. I mean, it is right on the edge of pushing too much, because as it sits on my palate, I start to get like a candied dried orange peel as it sits there for a while. Not the heavy citrus, just that orange candy. But the oak is prominent.
Yeah, and to add to that citrus head, I almost get a little cocoa back there, so it's almost like just a dash of cocoa powder on top.
Yeah. You know that ball that you used to get that was orange chocolate and you smash it.
Yeah.
But if it was like 80% cacao chocolate.
Yeah.
It's definitely a dark.
Yeah. David, Brian's doing good. We talked to him the other day. So he got his proposal approved, everything like that. He is getting ready to start research and everything like that. So he's hoping to be like graduating in May. But he's got a little bit more like hard work that he has to do and everything like that. So that's why he's taking a little bit of time away from the channel. But he'll be back. He constantly wishes he'd be back. I think it's mainly because he's missing his free samples of bourbon that are going to you guys, the Patreons, instead. But yeah, we talk to him all the time. He's definitely still keeping track of us, and we are looking forward to him coming back and being the entertainment, because Chuck and I are a little dry. So yeah.
I mean, really, I just want to, like, causing TJ difficulties in life is one of my joys. And so it's really just too easy for TJ to video edit when it's just him and I.
Yeah, and, it's like a
we really need Brian
video.
and I to go on rants and just argue with each other. That TJ has to try to figure out how to edit these videos. So
yeah, to give you an idea. So we try to keep our videos when we post them, because of YouTube algorithms and all that, 15 minutes or less. Chuck and I do one like if we minutes. If we get to 15 minutes, it's impressive. When all three of us are on, it like usually starts at a 45-minute video, and the first 10 minutes is getting these guys under control. The next 10 minutes is me trying to start the introduction and Brian doing something stupid, or Chuck doing something stupid, or them laughing. Yeah. So video editing has been nice lately.
Right.
TJ, you didn't answer the over oaked question.
So to me, over oaked is what I get with like a lot of the toasted stuff, is where it's just predominantly oak. Like this.
So that's like young oak too. So that's different than like a over oaked from age to me.
Right. Like even this one, like I'm getting the oak notes, but it's not the predominant note. So I guess over oaked for aged oak would be when the oak is the predominant flavor all the way through. This
Elijah Craig 18. That's
precisely.
Literally.
Yeah, I don't want the oak ever to be front and center. I want something else front and center. And then like this one, which does a really good job, the finish is all oak, and then it uses that to dry out your palate, and then you're like, oh, I need another sip, and it brings you back in. So
yeah. There's plenty of other flavor notes for me on this one that are going on with the oak that help mellow out the oak as well as enhance it. So to me, the oak in this instance is, like you said, not primary in the flavor, and it's an enhancer. Although admittedly, I love oak, so it's like, give me more of it.
Yeah. David, the answer is always yes.
Yeah, right.
That'll help him get him to the finish line, David.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think number 4 might be my favorite so far, to be honest.
I want to give him one more taste through, but that one's. I love the complexity of that. That's really
5,
and then you take a sniff of 5.
Is toasted coconut cream pie. That's what I get. Oh my goodness, jeez.
It is like walking into a pie shop, and you just smell all that dough and goodness and everything like that.
That's the winner on the nose for me, no question asked. That is
amazing.
Wow. Dang.
I go back and smell number 1 though.
Yep, smells like Daggle.
5.
Smells like Teen Spirit.
Teen Spirit.
5, please.
Yeah, I'm going 5 on the nose, without a doubt. Like it's so complex and good.
You're right, TJ. It's a bakery, but no bread, and it's all like pies and pastry type.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you get a little hint of like cocoa and chocolate on there. So you know they've got the croissant with the melted cocoa on top of it. Like, this is
I'm getting a little coconut.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of oak in the palate. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might have ratcheted up the oak from the first, or from the last one, number 4.
Ooh, hello.
But it works better in this one than the last one. The oak became the dominant note by the end, and this one it's just like the oak comes in, goes away, comes in. It just keeps like letting you know I'm here. I like it.
It's a more. I mean, I don't. It'll be interesting to see proof point. My guess is this one's a little higher than the last one. Finishing or the finish is definitely a little bit longer lasting.
That one, yeah, that one's got a little more spice than than 4. To me, it's a little more of I get like a real dry cinnamon and clove spice up front, and then it grabs that tobacco and then goes into that like alligator 5 char.
Yeah.
All the way back.
This is one I could believe if you told me is a Four Roses pick or a Four Roses barrel strength. Like I'm getting enough of the floral and herbal notes by the end that I feel like it could be that. And then in the beginning, you're getting all the other flavors and the big vanilla caramel bomb in the beginning of the palate and then transition out. I could believe it's a Four Roses barrel strength.
You're talking a lot about Four Roses tonight. You just want to grab your Four Roses 18 year to show off. Is that what you're trying to do here?
Not until I get another
permission
bottle.
Granted.
No, not till I get another bottle. And I would have to get on the step stool, which I did think about that.
I have to get on the step stool.
Yep.
If you guys didn't watch our Barrel New Year video, you saw just how short TJ is.
Mm-hmm.
Which, by the way, Ed, so I forgot when you do come visit and you want to try that Four Roses 18, I forgot I have a bottle that might be the best Jim Beam product I've ever tried.
Oh.
So for Christmas, Chuck gave me the Jim Beam.
Oh, that's really
good.
Lineage.
The Lineage.
Oh, the Lineage.
That might be the best Jim Beam product I have ever had. That thing is delicious.
It's really good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm in. Sign me up.
Here's what if I remember right, it's 14 years, but 111 proof.
Oh.
So it's got everything. And you're just like, whew, there she is. Everything you were wanting on those Knob Creek picks at a higher proof, but not like blow your socks off high proof. All right. So figure out how we want to rank these, eh?
What are you, Canadian? Hey?
I feel like that. I feel bad, but
sorry.
Like 2 and 3, I just feel like are out.
So, I mean, go back to, to me, it's a 2-horse race.
Yeah.
Pretty clearly a 2-horse race. If you go back and taste one, the nose is fantastic to me, but it leaves you wanting in the palate and the finish. Mm-hmm. And some of that could be proof. We're proof hounds. That makes a difference as far as the longevity of a finish often. And that's what this one it's got that watery kind of lack of a texture, and it leaves you too quick for me. I love the nose on number 1, but for me that's kicking it. So for me, it's between 4 and 5.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Ed, I don't know if you're allowed to wear hats of teams that just utterly destroy other teams. It might, be considered illegal in some states.
You mean wear like a team that could have probably played in the NFL?
Oh, come on. They almost lost the week before to Ohio State. If they had a field goal kicker.
To be fair, it should have been Georgia versus Michigan. I think we can all agree on that statement.
And it would have been 65 to 14, 17.
What are you talking? Michigan beat Ohio State and Georgia almost lost to Ohio State. So
Georgia would have blown the absolute doors off Michigan. Georgia's athletes are the best college football.
Talk is cheap.
Ever.
Well, the good news is your quarterback's going to be there for another year. So we'll see if they can do it 3 years in a row.
Bennett?
Yeah.
Is he really?
He's done.
Really? I thought he announced he was going to be for another year.
I thought he was a senior.
I thought I saw it on. Oh, I thought I saw it on Twitter. He did this big spiel, and he's like, "I'm in for another."
Wow. Well, we'll take him. I love that kid. Walk on. Didn't make the team.
Good story.
And then
he played at junior college, right? even before he was a
in junior
walk-on,
college. Coming back was 5 on the depth chart when he come back. Battled his way all the way through, and even put out JT Daniels, who was supposed to be a stud when he signed at USC. So he's on his fourth school, I think now. JT Daniels is. So, yeah, they dominated in every aspect of that game. It was insane.
Honestly, that's what I expected the week before. So I was shocked that Ohio State gave him such a good game.
I think Ohio State had a really bad taste left in their mouth after losing to Michigan. And they're like, we're letting her all hang out. And, I mean, they were just, like you said, they didn't have – but that was a 50-yard field goal too.
Yeah. Although maybe if you hadn't taken out the number one receiver in the nation with a questionable hit, maybe the things would have been different too.
And I didn't see most of the second half of that game.
Did anybody? I think most people turned it off.
We watched it all.
I was talking about
all the way to midnight.
I meant the Georgia TCU game.
Yeah. No, that was the perfect way to enter New Year's.
Mm-hmm. Except I know somebody was not happy that we had not switched the channel. That person is upstairs, probably not watching this live stream. Hopefully.
We'll see if she comments.
What, did somebody miss the ball drop or something?
We made it. We made it. It was fine.
We switched and then switched back. We switched, watched the ball drop, switched right back. Well, we were all sitting there like, this. I don't know if this game's going to end in time. It did not.
No, I think I saw a replay on Instagram, and they were like, they had the two videos side by side, and it was like timed in perfectly with the field goal kick.
Really? I turned back just to see Georgia all celebrating. I'm like, what? Huh? What? What the hell happened? What? They were down by 2 freaking touchdowns starting the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So, I think I have a winner.
Yeah. We ready, gentlemen?
I am ready.
What's your winner? Number 5?
4.
Number 5. Oh, Ed's going 4.
Ed went back to 4. Gosh dang it. Now I need to
I like too much of the sweetness of 5. I got to go 5.
Wait a minute.
Don't be on the wrong side of history, Ed.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad we influenced you. This is unbiased here.
That's something you pour and you just that'll carry you all night.
Yeah.
That's really good. I think it's the finish for me that just kind of tips my hat that direction. All right.
Oh, I see that look.
So let's go. Was our unanimous number 5, number 2?
2 or 3, either one. I didn't really care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot.
So give us what was your last place? 2?
Yeah.
My last place was number 2.
What was number 2?
Calumet 16. Yeah, which I've loved this bottle. Man, this was
wow.
I even had this ranked number 2, I think, in my best of bourbon.
That was my number 2 on Lance's bourbon of the year.
And this is why you do things blind, folks, because depending what you blind it with, things that do amazing don't do amazing anymore.
And that's one quick comment on methodology. Like when we do our best of bourbons, we're only drinking this bourbon at any individual time. So sometimes bourbons that just they don't hang in a blind. So and I go and I taste it again, and I'm just left a little lacking compared to the others. It's not, and obviously it's still a really good pour. Right. If you can find a bottle, I'd still recommend you go buy a bottle.
Right. And credits due where credit should be given where credit's due. How we came up with doing that individual thing is from It's Bourbon Night. That's how they do it. They do it individually along the whole month. Mm-hmm. And that is a great way to do it. It should not be competing against anything else. You should rank it on its own. And I appreciate that they brought that up.
Yeah, I think it gives, especially if you have a range of proofs, like you got to do it that way. Otherwise, it's you're just setting yourself up for failure.
Yep.
So we'll jump to number 3 here. So this was my second.
Yep. Second
number 4. And this is Old Bones 15 year.
Number 4 was
number 3.
Oh,
which is my number 4. So I'm saying number 3 in your sampling. So this is a 15-year beam. So years ago, it's out of their old Granddad distillery, right?
Yeah, I do believe so, yeah.
Out of Frankfurt, they did a dump.
There it is.
There it is. I bought a backup of this, and I'm still not disappointed. I mean,
no, it's tasty, and
especially at the price. It was a 15-year beam at
$120, $129.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and so that's the other thing is other people got that same. I mean, there were so many people dropping that. I don't know. It's not distillate at that point. Those totes, that's what they call it, the totes.
Right.
And other places were charging 150 to 180. So, yeah, you can't complain at 120 for a 15-year-old bourbon.
When I bought that, I had the Calumet 16 in this hand, and I had the Old Bones in this hand, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going Old Bones. And it's a matter of where I was at was a matter of like $20.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, that's 15-year bourbon and it's $20 cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, I can't pass this up. I can go back and get a 16 because they're just sitting. People are not buying them.
Yeah, they're sitting at
I just bought a backup maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And to be fair, like if I hadn't the 14 Calumet 14 and 15 were not as good as the 16. Now 15 was better than 14 a lot to me. So it's like increased and
I don't
it's definitely
think
improved.
I've tasted the 15. I have the 14.
Next time I see you, I can get you a sample. But
okay.
Oh, wait, no, I drank. Sorry, this is the one that I had the 15 and I drank it all.
Yeah.
Mysteriously, TJ stole it. Honestly, like he was helping me move all my bottles when I finished the bar. And
I'm just glad I finally
it disappeared.
Found Houston.
I don't know. This is like a whodunit.
So number 3 was Old Bones.
Mm-hmm. Number 3, Old Bones. Yeah. So then my number 3. So my third place was number 1. Is that agreed?
Yeah.
No surprise. So this is the one that was not submitted in my best of
because it was last year's best of.
No. Last year's best of. Well, it was a Dickel 15, but a different single barrel. 15.
Right, different single barrel. Fair enough.
Unfortunately, rest in peace. That last year's single barrel that was best of was better than this one.
Yeah,
because I didn't even submit this to the best of.
Yeah,
and although it's pretty good, it's just the last year's was special.
Mm-hmm.
So I got lucky.
Yeah, the one that I have, the 15 that I have, it's fantastic. It's the one I got. I got it at.
Did you share that one with us?
The meet, yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, again, so we're talking age and price. Name another 15-year-old product you can get for $60.
None.
And some of them come in at like 110 plus proof. So
mine's 105, and it is
right.
It is like money. It's money.
I will stand by if you can find a Dickel 15 over 100 proof. Buy it.
That's what Ben. I got it from Ben when we were at the meetup, and he said all of them that he's had that are over 100 proof are fabulous. And he ain't lying.
David says all 3 Calumet's are collecting dust.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Same here. You can get the whole series still here on the shelf. Which again, to me, the one that's worth the buy. Although it's also still they've discounted the price here on the 14 and 15. The one that they're holding the price on is the 16.
Yeah.
I think if you get lucky, at least around here at Costco, you can get the 16 for $119.
Oh, that's definitely a buy.
Yeah. I think my father-in-law texted me that he found it. Maybe it was the 15 he found. I don't know. Costco had another dump of those, and he was like, "Hey, you need this?" And I was like, "No, I'm good. Thanks, though."
Yeah, they had all. I haven't seen the 14. I've seen the 15 and the 16, and I think the 15's like 95.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
discounted.
I'd
at least
buy that.
$20. It's still 120, I think, around here.
So,
All right, so
number 4.
Yeah, this has got to
this
be
is
the Hardin's Creek.
the one that's aged 184 months. Hardin's Creek. So
Damn,
it's
that's
fancy
good.
10,
Good.
Yeah.
15-year
Yeah.
beam.
That's
Honestly, for us, like I think Knob Creek gets the Distiller of the Year award. They just had a lot of good releases. Now they also we'll forgive them for the Little Book because that was garbage. But the Knob 18 finished second. The Hardin's Creek was excellent. Booker's obviously was 3 and 4 was
up pretty well.
Yeah.
excellent. So of course we also didn't get our hands on Heaven Hill 17 or Old Fitz 19, so we can't say Heaven Hill was our Distiller of the Year.
Well, yeah. Well, we can be completely honest. Heaven Hill would have been our distillery of the year. It would have only gone against Buffalo Trace, but both of those are impossible to find. So at least Jim Beam, they're doing so. Like that's everyone gives them a hard time for the Knob 18 being 100 proof. By making it 100 proof, they got X number more bottles out there, and people could get it.
Yeah. So the Knob 18 is 100 proof. Old Fitz 19 is 100 proof.
Right.
They're a year difference. They're both 100 proof. So this whole thing about like, well, that Knob 18 should have been cast strength. No. I think if it was cast strength, you probably couldn't drink it.
Well, not only that, and this is what we said.
I mean, I'd like to try it. But.
Right.
I'd try it, but I bet the oak would be like pronounced.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Tenfold.
Well, and that's generally what I say is I and some of it could be, yes, simple economics. Like they want to dilute this so they have more bottles, make more money. But it's also like you have to trust the distiller, the master distiller at some level to say this was the best expression of that distillate in those barrels. So,
yeah. And then not only that, with everything else, it makes it to where if you're new to bourbon, you can still enjoy
very
it.
approachable.
Like that's the thing. It is approachable. You get to see what aged bourbon tastes like. It's wonderful. And yes, for those of us that drink bourbon all the time and but that's the thing. It's like, go pick up an Elijah Craig barrel proof. There you go. You get your ultra high proof aged oak.
Yeah.
You're good.
Your 12-year, your 120 plus proof bourbon.
Yeah.
You get it all, for $80. So, all right, Chuck, drum roll.
Elijah Craig barrel proof.
No, I don't have any Elijah Craig barrel proofs that are over 14 years old. If you know where I can find one, let me know.
It would be mine. It would not be yours.
It's called Heaven Hill 17. Actually, I don't know if that's the same mash bill, but this is Lucky 7.
Wow.
The
so
proprietor.
This is what we said was terrible in our best of.
Was it?
It didn't make the top 5. It was a lot lower.
We have to check their records.
Yeah.
I know your Lucky 7 was it?
Yeah, it was your Lucky 7 was higher, but both of ours was out of the top little bit. It just goes to show like how much in a blind versus by itself matters.
Man, that's a good run there. That is a solid lineup.
I know.
If I was to pour those tomorrow, I bet I'd have a different winner. If I pour them blind,
isn't that a good sign of a good lineup?
Yeah. Well, and then also, there's not a bad pour in that.
No.
Like I would take them all the time.
So interestingly, my Lucky 7 came in 6th in our best of. But what was interesting is Old Bones came in 5th.
Yeah.
So not feeling that side by side. And again, that's the difference between perhaps tasting them individually versus tasting them in a blind.
Now that I know what 3 and 4 are, It's all beam all day on the nose. It's fabulous.
Yeah. So beam is represented here well with both the Hardened Creek and the Old Bones.
Again,
pretty sure Lucky 7 is Barton.
Yeah.
Sure. Calumet, I think, is Barton also.
I do believe so. Yeah.
The day we went to Beam, when my brother was here, I could have got they had a bunch of Knob Creek 18. I mean, they probably had 9 or 10, and they had the Jacobs Well, both.
Ooh, I would have bought the Jacobs Well.
That's an expensive trip right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's $420, $450 between two.
It's always easier to ask for forgiveness.
There was no forgiveness. There just wasn't that in the budget on that trip. I had my brother.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Ed. It's always easier to ask for forgiveness later than ask for permission.
You're a stronger man than us, is what we're saying.
Well, I had already
a wiser man for sure.
Already purchased my barrel strength Michter's rye that the day before, and let me tell you what, that stuff is
good,
fabulous. Ooh. Yes.
I've got a bottle. I poured it in 2020. It will be opened in 2041.
No, sorry.
Really?
Unless they changed the drinking.
I poured it the day my daughter was born. I went over. I snuck out of the hospital, ran over to Michter's, and poured a barrel strength rye, and it's got her name on it. Signed it, everything.
So. It's special. It is. Freaking
somebody upstairs is still listening, so I might get in trouble here.
I'll send you guys a sample of that stuff, but it's freaking amazing, and it is.
I've never had a Michter's barrel strength rye.
I've never had Michter's barrel strength anything, and we were in the gift shop just kind of looking around, and my brother's up at the counter, and I'm looking at T-shirts and whatnot. And he says, "Ed, come up here." I'm like, what? He says, "Hey, they got a special release here." I'm like, "Oh, do tell. What do we got?" Yeah. And she says, "I got one left, the barrel strength rye." She says, "If you purchase that, you got to buy the regular rye." And the package was $185. I'm like,
"Yeah,
gold winner."
Yeah, that's what they've been doing at Michter's lately, and I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
They have a special release and they package it with regular release, but it's MSRP or very very close for both. So
I don't mind that if they tag it in, as long as they're not marking up things.
Right. And Michter's regular rye, on the shelf rye, makes an amazing old fashioned. So I was like, sign me up. Yes, please.
Yeah.
But quality lineup there, Chuck. Nice. Thank you very much. That was fabulous.
Yeah. Chuck always does well.
So now let's see what this is, TJ.
This Booker's? All right.
I got to see how good it is.
Oh, it is delicious.
So
it's that's really good. Way better than I remember.
Which one? The Lucky 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes me feel a little bit better because I was touting this bottle when I first opened it. I was just like, I fell in love, and then it just the last couple times we had it at the end of the year, it was just kind of fell not flat, but wasn't best of worthy.
Well, and it makes me feel better about the Hardened Creek, the Jacobs Well, that it did so well because we were like, that's really good, and it is really good. So.
Yeah, let's be honest. I mean, 4 of these entered the best of bourbon for a reason.
Yeah.
And honestly, the 5th one very well could have been.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there was a 6th pour in that box, Chuck.
Is there a number on it? What is it?
It says.
Oh, it's probably something super special.
Oak.
Oh.
What is that?
That's my Knob Creek toasted.
Oh, there you go. Oh, speaking of that, I need to send my samples, and you need to send your samples of our.
We've been talking about this for again months, but time flies.
Oh, gosh, we got so much. Like, that's the thing is like we're a small channel and we can barely keep up with everything. I don't know how those big channels like Bourbon Pursuit and everything else like that keep up with everything. Like we would always be like, we're 50,000 samples behind. Holy cow!
Yeah, they gotta be doing 2 and 3 a day.
Well, I know Fred Minnick said he got like 8,000 samples sent to him in 1 year. I was like,
what?
Like,
Wow.
yeah. So in the local area, we know he was like, I need somebody to just like help me taste. And I was like, I told my wife, I was like, you should apply for that job.
Question.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if he pays, I think if he pays minimum wage, that is the equivalent to what I make as a teacher. So I could take that job.
And you got to look at value here, TJ.
Right.
That's an important economic principle.
Yeah. Learn from the master.
I mean, really, if you're paying him, you're coming out ahead.
I mean, as long as only if I can refer to him at all times as Obi-Wan.
Yes, master.
Exactly.
Just call him the ascot.
So you'll appreciate this, Ed.
Don't
so
stutter.
I have toyed with the Ascot Awards. They take single barrel submissions. Last year, I toyed with the idea of sending our new riff pick because I'm pretty sure we could have possibly won something.
Not possibly.
But now this year, I'm like toying with the fact of sending our double oak to rye pick. I'm like, I feel like, but it's like, if I remember right, $400 and you have to send 3 bottles. And I'm like, oh. So, but yeah, I was just like, I think we could, it'd be really fun to just be like, as we do a live stream, just have a little Ascot trophy sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
We did that. What's Peter say? Wasn't paying attention. Michter's barrel strength rye is very good. There we go.
Once Ed shares it, I'll know.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said once you share it, I'll know.
Rye. Yeah.
I've honestly never seen one in the wild.
That's the
only
first one I've ever seen.
Yeah. Only the pour your own at Michter's, but now they switched it over to pour your own barrel strength bourbon.
So it's all bourbon?
Yeah. And they only do usually 5 or 6 a day. And there's usually like 20 people waiting in line, just sitting outside, like, I'm going to do this. And now I'm going to sell it on the secondary. And I'm like,
you ain't lying, TJ.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to make me crawl up on my top shelf.
Go get it. Go get it. Chuck has a bottle. Do it.
It's worth it. Oh my.
Yeah. It is baked apple pie, and it's crushable. It drinks at like maybe right there. If you aren't subscribing to our channel, look at that butt. That is worth at least 3 subscriptions right there. Just saying. The gymnast out of LSU makes $2.5 million a year. I think that bud's worth a good 0.5 mil.
Oh yeah. That Kentucky tea batch is no slouch though.
Oh yeah, no, the Kentucky tea batch.
I like that one. Yeah, very glad I found that.
Tea batch is 03, right?
03.
So that was Fred's, like, I think that was in the 20th range, and then he put 02 as I think it's like 6th or 7th best bourbon of the year.
Lumberyard batch?
Yeah, he put that ahead. And Heather,
why didn't you send that in our best of?
Because I was like, this special batch that Fred personally picked has to be the best. It wasn't. And I sent that without trying it. I apologize. I should have sent batch 2, which both Fred and Heather say are the best. So I'm sorry.
So your wife likes batch 2 the best?
Yes. Yeah. So I had her after I already poured the samples and sent them. I had her try all the Bookers we had blind, and she was like, "Two's the best. It's not even close." And I was like, "Well, I messed that up, but okay."
I don't know, Heather. I don't know.
Do you have batch 2?
Me?
Yeah.
I have all.
Well, do you have batch 2 poured?
You know, it smells like a churro.
It's ridiculous, Chuck.
It
doesn't smell like Booker.
It's really good. If I get through,
Are you drinking it, TJ?
I have to get through sample 1 and sample 2.
Running down from upstairs by how much she loves cinnamon and sugar and anything churro, but like this smells like a churro.
Yeah. What you need to do is you need to pour another Glencairn and just set it at the end of the table, and then she'll come down and get it. Stay off camera.
And then she'll also tell me how it doesn't taste anything like a churro because I've done that before. I'm like, this is an apricot bomb, and she's like, "There's no apricot here. This is just pure fire."
Okay. So if this is a Mexican.
That is good.
Apple pie.
I like it.
I like that. It's an empanada with
It's very good. Like
there's that light baked crust on an empanada. It's a fried crust.
There you go. There's a comment right there. You need to pour it. You need to put it at the end of the table, and a magical person will come and remove it.
Actually, I hear movement.
I'm just waiting for the eye line to look past the camera.
That nose, it might be the best nose of the night, and this is a neck pour. Which
I will say this year. There it is. This year across the board, all the Bookers were bangers. There wasn't a bad Bookers this year.
So you're making me do it, TJ.
Mm-hmm.
Do all 4, aren't you?
I'm not making you do all. Well, Ed, are you willing to tease what we're talking about doing for March?
Oh, let me pour these, and yes, I will.
All right, folks. Here's the deal for March. What we're gonna do is we got Mr. Ed Sturger, we got myself, we got Mr. Chuck, we got Ed Bell. I don't know if I said that already. I don't think I did. And we're gonna bring in my wife, and we are going to do every Booker's batch we have. Random draws, head-to-head bracket style.
Best
Bookers of all time.
The best Bookers we own.
So basically,
and I mean, particularly like across all of us, I'm not including myself in this really because I only have like 4 Bookers batches. The collection's deep. Let's just say that.
From what I know, we have from 2019 01 through present, missing 1 batch.
Okay.
And Ed Bell can correct me. I'm not sure if we have 02.
Okay.
2019.
And 19. We'll forgive you.
But
I have to look down here, but I think I have a 2017, just a single batch that we found on the shelf that they had for $45 in clearance, and I was like, "Yes, please."
Oh, you?
I think just going back to this 04 for a second. I think that my biggest, what held back, the Bookers was it the pigskin batch last year was our number 2, or say last year, 2021. So now
Bardstown,
2020,
Bardstown batch.
Yeah, Bardstown batch.
2021 Bardstown batch was our number 2 whiskey of the year. Bourbon of the year.
That was Lance.
And the only thing that lacked on that was the nose. Like if it had just a touch more nose, it would have been best of running away.
Right.
That's where I think 04. I think it gives you more on the nose.
And tell me it's not crushable.
Well, I mean,
that's the problem. Like it does not drink anywhere near 120. Oh my gosh.
I don't know what is going on, but it's
also some citrus, a little bit of like a lemon mixed in on the palate, along with the nuttiness and baked crust and fried crust.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's really good. If you can still find a Booker's 04, I'd recommend buying it.
Yeah.
Get you one.
Bonus content. You guys are just getting lots of reviews tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen lately a lot of
appreciate
people
you
are
tuning
like,
in.
yeah. I've seen lately a lot of people are like, what should I buy, 03 or 04 Bookers? And I'm like, both.
There's no question,
right.
especially at retail. I mean, if you can find Bookers anywhere near retail, just buy it.
Tag along was decent.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the one that was a sleeper, and it's the one I poured the other night. It's that No Strangers batch.
Yes.
Woo!
The more we go back, I think so every year Heather and I blinded off, depending on the year, depending her mood, we'll either record a video and post it, or we'll do a podcast and post it. And I'm pretty sure last year when we recorded the video, No Strangers won in the blind, and I was incredibly ticked off because I was like, because by itself it's not amazing, but with everything else, there's just something about it that it fills all those voids.
I remember you questioning life after the end of that comparison.
Yeah,
you're just like, what? I
don't know what just happened.
Have to go back to ground. Do I have COVID? I can't taste anymore. I
need to take whiskey classes.
We had to talk TJ off the quitting bourbon.
Yep.
Ledge.
Yeah. What did that take?
Nothing.
Hey, there's this thing
24
being
hours.
Released. Yep.
Hey, TJ,
which I will be.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I will make a nice public announcement for the people that stayed with us all this time. If you're in the Kentucky area Saturday, find your local liquor barn. They are doing Pappy raffles. They have lots of bottles of Pappy and BTAC because Buffalo Trace changed their distributor. Our Republic is very upset, and they are unloading all their product in one day. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
I mean, just the fact that if they're handing out tickets, like, and you don't have to wait in line from Friday night at 4 p.m., that's a bonus.
7 a.m. is when they start giving out wristbands, and they're giving out, each location, from what I've heard, has 1,500 wristbands that they are willing to give out. I plan on getting at my liquor barn right down the street at 6:30. And yeah, hopefully we win. Cody, if you want to make a quick trip down to Louisville, sir, you can spend the night and we can do this. Eric says, I'll be in town Saturday. Would love to meet up. I have tours booked that day. So I don't know, Eric, what time you're getting in town, and what time you have your tours. But if you don't have tours until the afternoon, go to the Hurstbourne Liquor Barn, or I do believe it's Springhurst Liquor Barn, from 7 a.m.
7,
Yeah, from 7 a.m. to like 8:45, 9 a.m. They are giving out wristbands, and then they start drawing, and they hope to draw from like 9 to 10. It'll be all the Pappies, all the BTAC. I've heard like Weller Foolproof, things like that. They're just going to do everything, unload all their product. If you ever wanted a really good chance at winning something, that's your chance. What's Cody say? I would love to. We have to foster pup coming up. Oh yeah, I forgot. Cody's already got Pappy this year, just like Mr. Charles Thompson over there. So I'm the only. Oh, Ed doesn't have a Pappy either. So the two of us don't have Pappies. And I drank. I
also got a George T. Stagg.
Yeah. But to be fair, like
I shared that with you, Ed. You got a pour of that.
No. Let's talk about that. You got a George T. Stagg, which was exceptional. I have a Four Roses 18-year-old. We've got a couple other special pours. We didn't put those in our best of. You know why? Because they're unobtainable and it's unfair. And if you ever find them, you're going to buy them, even if I say it's the worst thing ever.
Doesn't matter.
Just saying. What's Eric say? I might have a tour at Heaven Hill at 10:30, though. Yeah.
Priorities, Eric.
Hopefully, is it bottle your own at Heaven Hill?
If it's bottle your own, you can get the Heaven Hill stock. Like,
yeah,
that's where the private.
If not,
the private stock. What's the?
Yeah. The the private stock and a couple other things. The Electric Creek barrel proofs they have are pretty amazing there too.
And don't turn your nose up at the larcenies they have.
Oh yeah,
bottle your own. Oh my God, that's what my brother and I both.
I will turn my nose up at those larcenies, Ed, until I'm proven otherwise.
And to be fair, Heaven Hill occasionally drops some stuff, so could be the day they drop.
Sample the one I got, Chuck.
Bring it on. Sure. Make sure it's blind, because everyone that I've tasted has not.
129 proof. It's freaking fire.
I would say I'm just gonna wait
like
for
my least favorite weeded whiskey. I think.
Okay.
The next live stream, Eric's like, so I did my tour, and they had this old Fitz 19-year-old just sitting in the thing, and I bought that.
I have a story of my own that cost me about $250.
Yeah. He is doing bottle your own. Have fun with that. It is a great thing. The bottle your own is so much fun.
Yes, absolutely worth every penny.
Yeah, it's worth every penny. Enjoy the tasting, and like even if they don't have something, the fourth option, which is the Heaven Hill Select stock or whatever, the Elijah Craig barrel proofs are amazing in the or bottle your own. The Larceny barrel proofs are amazing in bottle your own. Even we've had one. The Bernheim wheat. We had a good one. We had a bad one. The last time we went, my wife wanted it, and they said we didn't have the bottle, so we couldn't get it.
Fight somebody.
Yeah, she. It was.
They didn't have the glass to bottle it. What do you think?
No, they didn't. Well, and she was like, I'll just put it in the Larceny bottle. They're like,
I was like, yeah, put it in another glass bottle. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
They were like, according to the TTB, we can't do that, ma'am. She's like, screw you. I'm paying you. Give it to me now. And I was like,
I got a Yeti tumbler. Just put it in that.
No kidding.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm also going to be my birthday bottling date. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That's really, really cool.
Very cool. So, yeah, I would come to Louisville
Marty,
tomorrow,
how's it going?
Or I would come to Louisville Saturday. No questions asked, but it is my birthday weekend, and we're going up north for dinner and stuff.
So Mr. Charles, can I give Ed the good news? And can I invite him, pretty please?
I already invited him.
You already invited him?
We should probably not do that on the live, though.
Oh. People don't know where we live. I'll talk to him off live. Fair enough. I'm just excited. It's a lot of fun.
I'm even getting some chocolate on this Dash 04 on the back of the palate, like in the finish. It's just like that. That's good.
That's.
I mean, if you don't love that, like this to me, of course, the Booker's is like the epitome of beam nuttiness in that peanut,
but it's not.
So the problem is to get to the 04,
so good.
I have to move our New Riff barrel pick.
Well,
so you have to drink the New Riff barrel pick.
I feel like I kind of want to drink the New Riff, but you're drinking the Booker's.
No longer drinking the Booker's. It's empty.
I got all four lined up here.
All four?
1, 2, 3, and 4 from this year.
Booker's?
Mm-hmm.
Dang, this is bonus. We should, Ed. This is like whole video unto itself here.
Chuck or TJ talked me. He says,
"Yeah,
do you have 02?"
So what?
I'm like,
so what's
your favorite?
So when
we got to know,
we do ours.
Well, I'm telling you, and man, on the nose, it's 4 is hands down on the nose, not even close. It's even close.
I mean, I haven't had every Booker's batch by any means, but the ones that I have had, I think the nose on number 4 is my favorite.
So I'm not gonna lie, I love the fact that Cody is a bad influence. Drink the New Riff. He's just jealous because
I'll pour it.
He couldn't get another one. Best movie ever, Sandlot.
Mm-hmm. Man, which one's that one, Chuck?
That's our New Riff pick right there.
That's our. Oh, it's not. It's not even open.
It's not even open. Oh, dang. I would say I've got one bottle right here that's like 3/4 of the way full, and I've got 2 backups, and then she gone, and I'm gonna be very sad.
I've got 2 more backups, and
I have one bottle, about half, maybe a little more than half, and a backup.
Oh,
I don't know, man.
I know it's hard. Like I said,
fresh
all
cracks.
the
All right,
all
peace,
the
guys.
bookers this year are good. Like you could not go wrong with the bookers this year, which is great.
Which honestly, like, that is the beauty of bookers.
Yeah,
That's also the beauty of barrel to me, because sometimes we spend a lot of money on whiskey and it's like, that was a miss. If you didn't watch our last video, please don't do it. Just know that Yellowstone is not worth your money, at least last year, the limited edition.
to be fair, a couple
And
people
bookers,
said that it was their go-to bottle, and so
oh really? I didn't see that. But for us, it wasn't. And for Booker's barrel, the consistency for price is, I mean, we can argue Elijah Craig barrel proof, best value in bourbon, but I'd put Booker's and barrel, the batches, right in there.
I mean, let's be honest. After 33, I'm not questioning. I'm probably going to buy 34. I'm just
gotcha.
Yeah.
I hate you, Chuck. Don't worry now, Chuck. After 04, Chuck's going to be out chasing the box.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Honestly, I bought this one for you. Actually, I didn't buy this. Hannah bought this. Cheers. Yeah.
Yes.
You're
Thank
up
you,
there,
Hannah.
upstairs.
Well, I'm waiting for the comment on what she thought of it.
I don't know. She's probably like, yeah, you guys are out of your mind. Not a cinnamon churro empanada.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's cinnamon churro. It's like
this new riff pick. Holy
Taco
smokes.
Bell late night.
I don't do that stuff. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock.
I know you are, but
I'll tell you what, on the palate, the
First
3
off,
and 4 are literally neck and neck. Because that Kentucky tea batch is really freaking good.
And Chuck loses his bottle. That's good to know.
whoa! I didn't put anything up there. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, man. By the way,
there you go. You were right. There is cinnamon.
The new riff barrel pick earned top shelf honors on my other shelf in my rearranging. So all my new riff went on the top shelf, and they bumped the Weller over here to my weeded shelf. So
yeah,
you know,
I keep getting amazed. Like every time I see a new riff pick. Well, to be fair, like new riff picks, I'm like, it's hard to buy one because after our pick, it's special. But any of the experimental stuff New Riff does, hands down. So, spoiler alert, our best of whiskey, we put 2 of the experimental New Riffs in, which are their call out to the beer malting process in Cincinnati. And one of them is just blueberry muffin. Like that's all you get is just a liquid blueberry muffin. It's so good.
I mean, I don't think I picked up the blueberry muffin, but I definitely got a muffin. And actually, this is when Hannah said banana bread. I'm pretty sure that's the blueberry muffin one.
That's.
I mean, Cody, talk to me. You know, maybe we trade something.
There you go.
I know you get access to some really good stuff up there in Chicago. So just
another
keep me posted, and
I would say,
and maybe I hook you up.
He'll trade for another untitled Calvados.
No kidding. That's stuff.
Oh my gosh!
Fantastic. If you guys haven't tried Untitled yet, you need to figure.
So
you need to find some.
So spoiler alert. Cody, thank you for probably the best whiskey of the year, which we
don't know that yet.
In the next week or two, I appreciate you giving me that bottle.
And me.
Yeah, and Chuck. So Untitled, Ed, is one of the ones that is kind of where we want to go next with barrel picks. Okay. So what they do, they're kind of like Bardstown. They source ultra aged MGP and then they finish it in other barrels. And so this they finished in a cognac barrel. And oh my gosh, it's like a 11-year MGP that then they finished for 6 months in a cognac barrel.
Calvados, which I mean, same
Yeah.
process, but it's
Right.
generally made of, I guess, different region than cognac, but made from pear or apples mostly.
There you go, Chuck.
I'll find whatever you want. All right, let's go.
Yep. Wow.
Let's start with William Lou Weller. Let's go to E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. Let's go.
So when you were talking about that Untitled,
Mm-hmm.
I got the email from Chattanooga, and they're doing it's called the sanitary cask.
Okay.
And it's
Cemetery
their
cask?
It's so good. You died.
centenary. Sorry, Jesus, I can't read. Too much bookers. Centenary cask, and it's their batch XXIX. So whatever. I'm not a Roman numeral guy. Whatever that is, 3029. But it's a Oloroso centenary Oloroso sherry from 1915.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
What?
And that's
Wow.
what they're finishing this their latest
Okay.
experimental. I'm like,
I'd be interested to, of course, I'd try everything. I probably wouldn't buy a bottle of just sherry finished. I had a couple, Bardstown Bourbon Company did one from Copper and Kings, Oloroso sherry finish.
mhm.
Trying to think where else. Untitled has some where they use it as a component. So they'll finish 5 different barrel. They're like the Bardstown, or sorry, they're like the barrel craft spirits of finishing.
GC. Yeah.
Where they're really blending several different versions. And so where it's a component of the blend, it's okay. But otherwise, like just straight sherry finished can be a bit overpowering. But some of that can be just, it's like Nulu. Perhaps they left it in the barrel too long. So if you monitor it, pull it out when it should be.
Right.
Maybe it's
with Chattanooga being that they're that extra malty, maybe that'll have a different effect with the sherry. I don't know, but it sounds interesting, and they're doing some incredible stuff down there, and they're killing it.
Oh yeah.
Their bottle and bond and their standard issue is fabulous.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we would be up for talking to them and figuring everything out and see how it all works. Because I mean, when they're another one, I'm sure when you get to go, you get to like pick through a ton of barrels. You're not just like, here's your 3, good luck. So I wouldn't be completely opposed to it. It'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like Chattanooga, Starlight, Finger Lakes. Do we still classify New Riff as a craft distillery? Maybe by volume they still count. I don't know. It seems like they've already arrived.
Well,
Woodinville's already been bought out.
Hard
so
Truth.
I don't,
Hard Truth
don't
would be
put
a good one.
Hard Truth is in there. Yeah, definitely. Driftless Glen. Like those to me are the craft distilleries that are at the next level.
Yeah.
Worthwhile spending money on whatever they bring out. Sometimes it's not that you're going to like every single release that any of those distilleries brings out.
Oh yeah.
But it's worth searching and discovering because you're going to find something that you like.
And to be fair, to do due diligence, Chuck and I are both in the Buffalo Trace Lottery. We might get lucky and win
next year. I'm hoping. So maybe that's a good time to cue our, Patreon members get
it could happen.
First access to
one day
single barrel picks. Check us out.
Because I'm not gonna lie, if we win a Weller full proof, Chuck and I are gonna definitely split it 50-50 and Patreon get the rest. So Ed, you're in.
I'm good. All right. So I'm going to have to buy the slimmest margin.
All right.
Give it to the Kentucky Tea batch.
Which is
batch
3, right?
Batch
batch 3.
Now, I mean, 3 and 4 are, in my opinion, they're far superior to 1 and 2.
All right.
Sorry, Heather, but they're just better. They're better.
I'm looking forward to this head-on-head.
Oh, the bracket.
The head on head, the head on head challenge. Lots of heads.
Where I'm just like, this is what I think is best. Chuck's like, this is what I think is best. And then you and Heather and Ed Bell fight it out as in this is what's best. We're just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
At that table, I don't have a seat.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's when we're just like, mommy and daddy are fighting. I don't know what to do.
Okay, that's funny. That's really funny. I mean, I don't know. That's just my jam, and I know if we did a turkey blind off at Bella, we'd be like, yes, sir, okay, whatever you say.
Yeah,
he's got like 35 bottles of freaking turkey on his shelf. It's crazy. But they stepped up their game. Freddie and the boys did well this year on all 4 releases.
I mean, that's a difficult thing. Like, not especially doing 4 releases a year to be able to put out quality juice. That's pretty good.
And when people just like they unload on Booker's on Whiskey Tube, and they're like, I can't pay $95. It's the consistency. I'm like, but that's the whole point about Booker's is you're not quite sure. Yeah, it's not a single barrel, but it's about as close to a single barrel as you're going to get for a small batch. Because I'll bet they don't barrel more than 3 or 4 barrels in a batch.
Well, and to be fair, people are getting upset at spending $100 on a 6 to 7 year 120 proof bourbon, and yet they'll go out and spend $100 on a non-age stated single barrel Blanton's.
Right. They'll go spend $100,
and that's like 90 proof, 96 proof
on an EH.
I got one last week for $76. By the way,
there you go.
Blanton's?
Good job.
Yeah,
I'm down to my last Blanton's, so just saying. I put it on the shelf so people don't like get my good bourbon. Where would batch 3 from last year rank among this year's 4? Ooh, that is a good question. So where would Bardstown rank amongst? I think I would go 4th place. I think I would go either batch for me personally, either batch 4 or batch 3, and then batch 2, and then Bardstown.
Wow.
Is where I'm going.
I don't know if Ed's ready to make that leap. Maybe we're teasing too much of the upcoming
best
bracket challenge.
Yeah, Booker's March.
Let us
it's coming.
Duke it out, fight it out.
Yeah.
College football playoff Booker's version.
Ed just needs an excuse to open all his Bookers up.
Exactly. Just give me an excuse to drink 14 samples of Booker's. So that Kentucky tea batch is actually the oldest batch of Booker's. It's 7 years, 2 months.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I know the last 2 they've been doing hitting the 7-year mark, which is good.
Right.
So,
and the proof point, they're all 124, 126. Yeah. Come on now. 125.4 and it's crushable on number 4.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. So
you're in trouble.
All right. I think we did good tonight, gentlemen.
Oh, drank some fabulous whiskey tonight, fellas.
Chuck, you did good. Yep. I mean, I expected that level of quality from you. If you don't give me that level of quality, you're off the channel. Then we'll lose like 1,000 subscribers. You're the money, and I appreciate it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Coming out in the next couple of weeks, we definitely have our best whiskeys of the year, which is anything that is finished, anything that double barreled, anything that's basically not a straight bourbon rye.
Or rye. Yep.
Yeah. We're gonna do that. March, we've been working with Ed here and Ed Bell. We are going to do a bracket like we always do in March, and we're going to do a Booker's bracket. It'll be a lot of fun. We've also in the works, hopefully we're working with Brian getting back. We're going to do a celebrity bracket where we've all entered celebrity bourbon, see which one's the best of those. It'll be a lot of fun.
Is it a good trend? Not a good trend?
Yeah,
we'll tell you.
Yeah, all that fun stuff. But yeah, so just keep watching and you'll see some stuff coming out. Like we said, we're having fun doing it. As long as we're having fun, we're going to keep doing it. And cheers. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. Stay neat.
I'm going to fill in for Brian. Power Bourbon.
All right.
Night.
See you guys.